Welcome to Braineaxe. My name's Patrick Martin-Arrowsmith, and I am your host of the Braineaxe Show. At Braineaxe, we want to educate you about brain health and get you filled up with nootropic gummies that are delicious, that can help enhance certain cognitive functions or aspects of your cognition. Welcome. Today, it's the education portion. On our podcast, we're going to be recapping the Las Vegas Open, one of the biggest Warhammer tabletop tournaments in North America. We're going to talk about obesity and its influence on brain function. And we're going to give a little bit more review info on our first gummy, the Reanimator, which is an anti-stress supplement. We're going to talk about that, the feedback we've been getting, and our own testing. And that'll be it for the day. And let's move on to the first topic, recapping the Las Vegas Open. So we were at the LVO this weekend. We launched our company, Braineaxe. It is alive. Up until this weekend, it was not alive. It was still in the belly. It hadn't been birthed. So this was our birthing weekend. And just like giving birth, I used to work in the birthing center for the high risk. I have to go run there and high risk labors. So starting a company is kind of like that. You spend months in development as the thing's growing, and sometimes you're nauseous, sometimes you feel good, sometimes you're horny, and then eventually the baby pops out. And that pop out, it's tough, as much as we're excited to go to the LVO, it's a lot of work launching a company. We got all this stuff, a million things to think about, and then you're there, you're stressed, you forgot things, and then you're kind of like in the moment. It's your first time. We've never had a booth before. First time running a booth, first time selling a product, right? So I'm like a sports nutritionist, respiratory therapist, and even like a respiratory therapist, you don't sell anything. You sometimes got to convince people to take the respiratory treatments. So I guess that's a bit of selling. And as a sports nutritionist, I'm very like anti-selling. Like I do no advertising. And I like when people just like come to me by word of mouth. They heard about good things. They come, they want the services, and I don't have to sell them. I always find that works best for services because they trust you. They know what you're about. They saw your results. And with a new product, no one knows anything about you. It's different. It's a different beast because you've got to convince people that they trust you. It's a weird thing. And that's at the beginning. Eventually, they'll try the product. So, we got there. We had our booth. It had a big brain on it. We forgot a bazillion things. And then we were in motion to let's make the most of this. We forgot little cups to hand out samples. We actually wanted to get samples done and pre-packaged, which we can do with our manufacturer. And that's one of those things you live and learn. But we were giving out little cups of samples. And, we were surprised at how many people were freaked out that we were giving them samples. We're like, whoa, what are you trying to give me here? And so there's like a process of how to do this. And it's a live and learn. But at the end of the day, people who did take samples of our product, and we told them that this is like a hybrid product. It's called the Sleep Reanimator because it will, help you sleep, but you can take it for gaming. And, we gave out hundreds of samples. We were just handing them out to everybody, and many people came back and liked the product. I spoke to people sometimes for like an hour on end, many people, and it was like getting to know people, being on the ground. And the event itself is big. We were one of many booths. Our booth position may not have been the best, but it was good enough. We were right in front of GW. It was interesting to be the only nutrition company in an event, and I think it was unique. I think for the organizers, they were surprised we wanted to be there. But that's that's one of the things that I knew going into this is it's like we're pioneers in a new environment. And I was telling people this while I was there. Like, everyone's here for the plastic crack, right? Like, tabletop is plastic crack. This stuff is like so fun that it becomes so addictive. When something's like that fun and that enjoyable, you're hooked. And we're all there to play with plastic crack, to buy plastic crack, to watch plastic crack, to paint, whatever. We're there for the plastic. And then you got these guys who are like, your brain, pay attention to your brain, take the gummies. It was like a bit confusing for some people. And especially for, plastic crack people who are not used to thinking about their brain or their bodies. But that's why we're there. That's why we need to be there, is because that's our job. Create awareness, take care of yourself, take care of your brain. That's, what I always do. And that's the flip side to our company. Like, yeah, we're going to sell you delicious nootropic candy, but we're going to educate. We're going to create awareness. And candy keeps the business alive, and education keeps you alive. And it's fun. It feels good. So we got to be there. We like it. We like the plastic crack. That's why we're there in the first place. And overall, there was, like business, there's moments where things are difficult, and then there's moments where things are fun and or funny and or rewarding and or whatever. And it's a process. We launched. It's like giving birth. It's stressful when the baby's coming out, painful, and then you're happy afterwards. And it's like that flip side. So we got it done. We launched, and overall we met a lot of people I've been watching on YouTube. So it was fun to see them in person and meet them and slip them some gummies, give them cards, and network. We were in ketosis, and thank God the people sold eggs and sausages. So at the event, thank you to Frontline Gaming. We said skip the potatoes. They added in extra eggs and sausage. I had a jar of peanut butter that I would eat, Diet Cokes. We lived off of the low carb. Our energy was great because we were low carb. And we stood out that much more because I was eating peanut butter out of a jar, drinking Diet Coke, and handing out gummies. It gave me something to talk about. And, Vegas is Vegas. We didn't really do much outside of the convention. Weather was yada yada. So. It's January in Vegas. Vegas itself, we were talking about this. It's a night city. When you go to Vegas, you don't want to walk around during the day. It is disgusting. There is garbage everywhere. And I noticed Florida was like this too. I don't know if all cities are like this, but the city is just ugly during the day. It's like not pretty. It's cement and garbage. But then once the sun goes down in Vegas, everything, like, you can't see the garbage and there's lights everywhere. And all of a sudden it's beautiful. And that was an interesting thing. Like, I think some cities are just night cities. Like, you don't want to do anything during the day unless you're in like one of the resort pools that's pretty and comfortable and it's hot out. But there's no pools in this winter. It's cold. It's like 15, 16 degrees. I had a jacket on, and it's gray. And then we had to walk places to pick up things that we were missing. We needed lighting for our booth. It was a bit darker than expected. And we were like, oh my God, Vegas is gross. But then we walked around sometimes at night, and you're like, wow, this is beautiful with the lights shows and everything's lit up. The sky is dark. You can't see the garbage, and it's just whatever, it's just lights and hookers and street shows, and it's a night city. And that was an interesting thing. So we're happy we launched. We got great feedback, and we'll go more into that into the third part of the episode on our supplement and the feedback we did get. But that's our LVO recap. And met a lot of good people. Got it done. The product's alive, shipping all over the continental US, not to Canada. And we got into a lot of people's hands. We even got it into the winner of the LVO Warhammer 40K's hands. And he was the only player who got a free bottle. And we didn't give free bottles out to, anyone for free. We gave samples. But I saw once he made it past, I was following the 40K event because that's my thing. And once he made it past the quarterfinals, I saw him at GW, which was right across from us. And we spoke. I talked to him about the reanimator. I was like, take a bottle, man. And he ended up winning the event. He had a big obnoxious thing that no one uses called the monolith, and it was unique. And he won. I don't know if he took the supplement, but I'm happy I gave it to him, and I hope he benefits from it. And his name was Matt Laura. He played great. He actually looked like a Necron's model. He looks like a Cryptek, and I was like, you have been playing Necrons for too long, man. You're morphing into a Necron Cryptek. And but great guy, and wish him the best. So that's it. We're gonna go on to part 2.